Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 2 of my visit to the Antiquarium at Weedon Bec, and yeah, more interesting stuff to see. And again, I didn't buy anything in this. I didn't interview the dogs again. So anyway, with that said, we'll get on and get into part 2. So some interesting things here. So we've got Franzval. I think he's right. It has the look. The textured surface is unusual. But I see these things around, and these have got labels on them. They've got Orifice labels on them. They don't look quality. But as you can see here, it has a label, and so is the compot over there. That's got a label as well. So yeah, that is interesting. Dartington. Yeah. They've got a number on them. So that means they're probably part of a limited edition. You got one with the new queen and the old queen. I'll see if I can find a date for those. It says 1897. So I'm wondering if these are 1997. Would make sense. The book I'm looking at here is Dartington Glass, The First 20 Years by Linda and Stuart Smithson. So I found the two goblets for the Diamond Jubilee for Victoria. And here they are, but they're in this section here. So there's no year for them. It says there were 2,000 box pairs. Obviously there's no box with these now. Yeah, so I wouldn't know how to price those. It's a bit, 2,000 doesn't seem a lot, but then is there a lot of demand for it? And also the box is not there. And I imagine the box would come with a little certificate and all sorts of bits and pieces. So yeah, that makes a difference to the price. I didn't actually look at the price. So, but anyway, there you go. This is what they are. So the other question you might ask yourself is, how did he know that was Dartington without really knowing what this was? And the answer is this shape. Look, here's another one. This is Dartington too. And yeah, there's another one. And they have a cut rim as well. So I knew immediately. And if I go through the book, I can find other goblets just like this with a different seal on. So they use this shape for lots of goblets. They always have a cut rim, which is a bit of a giveaway. This is still here. These are lovely. I'm not taking them home though, but they're still lovely, and I'm surprised they're still here. I did look them up quite seriously last time. Couldn't find out too much information. They are English, and they are very cool cocktail shaker. Bit of carnival glass here. I've had a terrible time trying to figure out what it is, but yes, I'm probably not going to bother. But £8 seems like a very good price. These are Chance Brothers handkerchief runners. You can tell they've got cut edge. So yeah, and they have slightly different dates, so I might be able to find out what dates these ones are. So here we are, back with the trusty Miller's 20th Century Glass by Andy McConnell. And he's got a date of 1970. And yeah, we had, these ones are called Cotswold. I think there were these hammered ones, so they're called hammered, I think. Yeah, so like they were like this one. Anyway, they are 1970. They come in different sizes. I think these ones were small ones. So yeah, not. I don't think they're as trendy as they used to be. I don't know if you can make this money now. I've seen this before. I think it's from the 1880s. I can't remember the name of the maker. I think it might be supposed to have a lid with it. It doesn't feel like it should have had a lid. Yeah, I can look this up. I definitely know it's in the book. See little rope handles. So this is pressed glass. The book I'm looking at here is The Identification of English Pressed Glass by Jenny Thompson. And yeah, so the maker is Edward Moore. There it is. It's this bowl here, but without the top. And the date we've got here is 1887. Because this is a registered number, you get an exact date. I'm not seeing anything. I've seen some of the things that he's got in here before. I'm trying to see, is there anything new and interesting? I mean, I think he had this royal shaped decanter before for £15, which that's really good considering it's from the 1830s. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that I haven't seen before that's leaping off the shelves at me. The book I'm looking at here is 19th Century British Glass by Hugh Wakefield. And yeah, the reason I picked this book all the time because it's got the best representative of this advert. I've seen it in other books, but it's usually a lot smaller. And yeah, so this is the decanter we're looking at in this advert. The Apsley Pallats Glassworks, and I've got a date for it down here, 1838. There are lots of variations on this decanter. So this one has got completely cut sides, but there are some with just grooves cut in it, and with, I think that one didn't have faceted rings. I think it just had plain rings. So yeah, you were buying by numbers in those days. So if you just had it with cut grooves, it would be a few pence less. Then if you had it without faceted rings, it'd be a few pence less than that. And if you had a blown stopper instead of a fully cut one, it'd be, you know what I mean? They just do variations of by value. More cutting, the more it cost, the fancier it was. What I did find was this. It's a full-size one. So this is a Chance Brothers giraffe carafe, yeah. So that's the shape, and this is the swirl pattern. Yeah, I can't remember the exact date. I'll look it up. But yeah, that's, yeah, I don't know what price he's going to put on it. There's no price on it back here. This guy's usually very cheap, so I suspect when it does have a price on it, someone's going to come and take it, because that's, this size one is not, it's not common, and it looks in good nick. Put it down. Yeah, I managed to get it back. Look, check. It's all back in one piece. So we're looking at Miller's 20th Century Glass by Andy McConnell, and yeah, this is the carafe, the strangely named giraffe carafe, and the pattern that's on it, this is called swirl. So yeah, it's this. He's saying £30. I'm not sure what they should be worth now, because I remember this is 20 years ago. But yeah, I've never. Usually there's these have got a cut rim with this gold on, and usually there's big chunks missing out of it. I think this had a little tiny nick in it, but it wasn't. It was in pretty good condition. So yeah, that's, and the date is 1955. So yeah, I don't recognise this horse. It's a bit nicky-nacky. There's nothing else that's jumping out at me here. Yeah, I don't recognise these. They're not even vases, are they? They're just, they look very good quality though. So they might actually be Murano, but they're just like giant paperweights, art sculptures, whatever you want to call them. So I googled Murano teardrops, and yeah, this is what I found. Now, I have seen these kind of things before, and if they look really perfect, so this is from what people have told me, if they look really perfect, they're probably Murano. If they're a bit wonky, they're probably not. Now, if you look at this one here, this is bright colours and everything, and it doesn't look even in this picture, does it? So, and it says on here Murano style, so that's probably not right. Those ones look better. If you look at like this one, that looks a bit more like what we were looking at, but the one I was looking at was in purple. I'm more suspicious if it's very bright and a bit wonky than if it's all one colour, subtle colours, and looking perfect. So I can't guarantee that those are Murano. I have a feeling they probably are, and he had £22 on them, and they're probably worth a bit more than that. I have no idea how much. It's not, as I said, art glass is not my thing. I'm just trying to learn it as I go along, figure it out, listen to people, Google like crazy. Anyway, there you go. There's a couple of more plum blossom vases here. This one's quite a big one. So it's Chinese from the 1670s. I will look up the pattern number for this one. This looks like it's one as well. I'm not sure though. Does it have, check underneath. Yeah, it has a broken pontil, so it probably is, because theirs do have that. It doesn't look as well cased as the other one though. Somehow it's, I don't know, I'm less certain of this one than I am of this one. Just move this over here. Let me show you underneath this one. See, broken pontil. And look, the casing is quite decent on this one. You know, with the white on the inside looking very clear. And he wants £10 for it. That one doesn't have a price on it, but that's a very good price. I'll put this back the way it was, because obviously he's colour coding it with this. Don't know what that is. Yeah. So I'm looking at the this page from the Glass Museum website. It's got plum blossom, yay! And if you go down here, it gives you the name of the company, which is the China National Light Industrial Products Import Export Corporation. And then if we scroll back up, the vase we're looking at is like this one, which is an FV129, but it had bigger handles than that one. But they probably didn't change this design very much over quite a few years, so you'd probably get a bit of variation in it. And I do feel the other thing that we were looking at was probably by them, but just trying to switch up the style, because they were doing a few different things. You can see here, look, there's ones with nothing on at all. There's another load with nothing on at all, and more. I mean, these ones here look a bit Scandi. Anyway, there you go. These are interesting. They look like little match holders. They look kind of a bit Victorian. Yeah, I don't know if they're my pressed glass books. I'll have a quick look. And I can't see a price on those either. Anything exciting down here? No, not really. I don't know what this is. It's a weird basket. So yeah, this is what it's normally like. I have no idea what that is. They don't know what that is either. Don't know what that is. Lots of art glassy things. That's probably Empoli, the big brandy balloon. He's saying the thing in the back there. Let's see if I can get a better picture of it. The dog's head and the reflections are just in the wrong place to see it properly. It says it's Fenton, iridescent, hand painted. I might try. It's got £90 on it, so I might try and find that. So Fenton is American glass. I don't have any books, modern American. I know there's lots of American books on glass. I don't have them. I have enough books already, and this is going to be quite rare in the UK. So as I was Googling, I was thinking, this isn't true, there's nothing like it, and then suddenly this popped up. Now it must be quite rare because this picture is the only thing out of the hundreds of images of painted iridescent Fenton glass is the only one that looks like it. Everything else looks very different. And yeah, this is from eBay, and it's from 4 years ago. So if I click through, it's gone. You can see it says 4 years ago there. So yeah, so he is right. That is what it is. Whether £95 is the right price or not, I have no idea. And this is Medina. I don't know. The one in the back there looks like it's oh, it says LSA. It's acrylic style, but he's saying it's LSA, so it's probably got a label on it somewhere because LSA is pretty modern. Yeah, I couldn't dispute if that's Murano or not. It looks nice though. The fading is nice. What else is here? It's got some things down the bottom. There's a Ravenhead bark vases there. Yeah, I think the ship decanter there, or the decanter with the ship on it, is I think those are Romanian. So for double bubble, there's another Medina seahorse here, but there's also a bunch of art glass. But one of them, which usually I'm clueless. This one though, it's got a label on it saying Giovanni Creations, Giovanni, handcrafted in Canada. So in Canada there's something called chalet glass. I don't know if this counts as that. I will look this up because this is different, and it's from Canada. So, and this is what chalet glass looks like. So yeah, interesting. As I usually do, I googled it, and yeah, Giovanni barely exist on the internet. This is something similar. There's a few bits of glass with labels on, and they don't know any more than that it's got the label on. If you read the description here, it tells you it's handmade, which the label says. Inspired by Murano, and originating in Canada, and that's about all you're going to get. It gives a technical description saying it's encased flint glass, blah blah blah. So yeah, they've kind of been very long lasting, because they just are almost not there. Now I talked about chalet glass, and I'll show you what I was thinking about. So if I just switch to another page. So this is chalet glass, and this is very collectible in Canada. There is actually a Facebook page for it, and you can see the kind of thing it is. Yeah, why? It made me think of that when you look at that vase. Yeah, I mean they did other things, but they did a lot of this kind of stuff with like fingers pointing upwards. But if I scroll up a bit more, you'll see that they did other stuff as well. It looks like it's all art glassy kind of stuff. But anyway, that's what it is. So other than the label, we don't really know anything much more about it from my little hunt. Got another plum blossom vase here. This is quite nice, blue, the white interior. Yeah, Chinese, 60s and 70s. £20 seems okay. I'll see if I can pull out, because I'm going to have the page up anyway, so I might as well pull out a reference number for it. So I'm looking at a page on the glassmuseum.com website. It's got catalogue for the China National Light Industrial Products Import-Export Corporation here. And then if I scroll down up a bit, this one here, this is the one we were looking at. This one here, yeah, sorry, get this right. So this was the one we were looking at, only in blue, and that's the FV119, and yeah, and it's part of the Plum Blossom range of glass. There you go. I think this is Chinese as well. I don't know how much has it got on £20. You see, you can get it, you know, the big piece of art glass. There's another one down here, another, and that's probably Chinese as well. So that's why they're killing the Western glassmakers, or they have killed them, because they can make a big, huge chunk of glass like that for very little. Just spotted this up here. Panel cut. Looks very kind of, I think, early Victorian. It's probably out of a box. £7. Yeah, I reckon that is Victorian. Yeah, and it will come out of a case with decanters in. Yeah, that is nice. That's a quality thing, and it looks like, look at the stopper. The stopper goes with the body, so that's all original. Yeah, I don't recognise this. It's got a pontle, so it's handmade. Yeah, could be anybody making that because it's such a standard shape. Check this out. So I think this was a patent lockable decanter. I think bits of it are missing. There's a broken bit on the top there. So that would have had something that would have gone across, locked the stopper in place, and stop people from getting a drink without a key for the lock. I don't know if the lock's original or not. Pity it's broken, because those usually make good money. Even though the decanter itself is not super quality, it's the lock that people are after. Yeah, I don't know if it's plate or if it's silver either. I think it might be plate. But yeah, that's quite interesting. Sadly, it's just a relic. So when I was sitting here, I remembered that it was Betjeman's patent locking decanter, they're called, Betjeman, remembered that. So I did a quick Google and I found this one. Now this one is £595, but yeah. This one is actually a sterling silver one, so it's 1896. Yeah, and this is a cut glass bottle, and it's all complete, and it's got the key. So, you know, on a good day, the one that we were looking at, if it was all complete and all good, it's probably £100 decanter, because obviously cut glass, solid silver mechanism is a bit different from a mold blown decanter with a plate mechanism. So, but yeah, it's sad that it's a bit broken. So I hope you enjoyed that little trip to Weedon Bec. I'm trying to sell bits of my collection, but if I was a proper dealer, I'd have taken that giraffe carafe up to the front desk and said, "How much is this?" Because obviously everything in that corner is super cheap, and that's a proper bit of vintage, stylish vintage. You know, it's kind of cheaply made at the time, but it's very stylish, and so yeah. But and the other thing I saw that kind of broke my heart a bit was the broken Betjeman locking decanter, because those are pretty rare. You just don't see them. So the fact that the actual mechanism was all bust up was, you know. Anyway, I will pack up now, and so the references for the books and all the websites and everything will be in the description below, as well as I will put in the address and website and everything for the antiquarium as well in the description below. And yes, and also please remember to like and subscribe. So good night, and have a good evening. Thank you. Bye.